Oh, sorry, I'm just getting set up. I am really only talking because I know this is going to go on YouTube later and I don't edit anything. Mm. Just posting this places. I need to get it posted to Twitter without spoiling myself. I uninstalled Twitter from my phone. Actually, oh, I can do this. That's right. I have Twitter open in another tab. That's for something specific. Okie dokie. And my Twitch streaming app is finally working. So I'll actually be able to see you guys and see your messages and stuff. So yeah, okay, I see you got someone in here now. I am just going to be giving everyone a few minutes to get in. Feel free to chat and stuff. I gotta remember to make sure to change out of my downtime little image. I'm gonna edit this at some point too, my downtime image. But enjoy that at the moment. Let me know if volume stuff is okay. If everything sounds good there. Let me mute my phone. That's all good. Yeah. I got that there. I think we're all good. I posted about everywhere I really care about, so I just gotta wait to see if more people want to come in. I'm gonna give them another few minutes. See how it goes. Let me go ahead and close out of Chrome just so that doesn't mess anything. Just in case it decides to lag or something. Watch Chrome take like 10 to close. But yeah, I'm really excited. I really love the Jade route. I'm really excited for Karkat and Kanaya. This. Start my computer. Everything's taken forever to close. So that's usually a sign to everything appears to be good on my end. Again, let me know if the sound is bad. Let me actually check my settings and they reset again. Nope, I still have the settings. The settings are still good. So, yeah. So I really just want to replay these so I can get my images back because they reset after the first one. After Days Route came out, these all got reset, and I want them back. So there's that. Okay, so I have this off over to the side so I can keep watching the chat. My volume levels look good to me. If anything, I might be too loud over everything else, but I guess that's less of a problem because it's music. Yeah, so it's supposed to look like this. So I can like switch through. I have like downtime. I have be right back. And then I have my regular one. So what I did my first stream was I had it at downtime while I was getting stuff figured out. And I left it there while I started John's route until someone said, by the way, the screen is tiny. So that was very fun. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to layout so I don't forget since you pointed it out. I don't want to forget it again. Okay, yeah, let me pull this up over down here so I can keep an eye on my Discord messages. So everything should be set up well. When did I start this stream? How long have I been streaming? Just a couple of minutes. It is. I'll wait another minute or less so we get a nice round number of 525. That sounds good to me. I think a lot of people are still watching previous streams because I think Anna is still streaming over on YouTube. Articulately Composed, by the way. She starts earlier than I do, and she also has a bunch of cool music and stuff. So check out Articulately Composed. If you haven't, I know right now I'm just talking to Callum, and Callum knows, but you know, for people who watch this on my YouTube later, I should have Articulately Composed linked as my like if you go to my main channel page, there's that side where there's like other like suggested YouTube channels, and Articulately Composed should be over there. So yeah, that's all good. Okay, it's 5:25. So yeah, let me go ahead and start, and I'm so excited. I don't know if I have a good Karkat voice, but I will try. Actually, let me clean my glasses real quick first. They're so freaking dirty. Don't tell Kyle, but I clean it with my shirt and not like glasses cleaner like I should. Cool. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Double check. Yep, I got that up like it should be. Let's get started. Okay. So, people like us. Okay. Ooh, that music is a little bit loud for me. Here we go. Confident that your new friends are safely sleeping off a rowdy night full of snacks, video games, and taxidermy, you turn your thoughts to dreams. Jade's dreams. That's that fascinating, shining place that feels familiar the way, well, the way a dream does. Also, I forgot to be excited about this to figure out how the fuck he gets over to Alternia. Or he. I'm using he. I'm turning into John, using he for a genderless blob. Frostbit feels like the place you should be right now. You've got a brand new Zap sense, and it hasn't failed you so far. It allows you to befriend several emotionally volatile teens in precarious home situations. These powers won't let you down. So you zap to the dream world. Turns out you can fly here! Rad! You drift around for a little bit, admiring the glittering towers, waving lazily to all the various dream NPCs, until you come upon a dome with an open window. Inside, a troll boy with nubby horns and a silly outfit lies curled up in his dream bed, sleeping soundly. My boy. Aw, he looks so peaceful. You imagine this is a very peaceful troll boy. Perhaps it should strike you as strange that you immediately know what this alien's race is. But nah, you don't have time for that. Abruptly, the boy vanishes. Oh shit! You follow him without hesitation. Zap! Luckily, your powers seem oriented to specific people rather than places. You figure it's because this is a character-driven narrative. You find yourself in a dim respite block. There's a bookshelf and a desk and clothes hung up on pegs on the wall. But instead of a bed, there is a small tub of green goo. I think Aisha wrote this route too, right? I think it was Aisha. I'm not sure who wrote Kanaya, but I'm pretty sure Aisha wrote Karkat. What the fuck? A gravelly voice tinged with mania crashes over you in a furious wave. You reel back from the onslaught. Every evening, I wake up to another glorious night of the universe applying its globes directly to my face in the most hilarious and juvenile way possible. I'm used to this, okay? I'm not saying this is anything new. But this is just next fucking level. Your eyes finally adjust to see the same troll boy from the dream world. He appears to have fallen asleep at his husk top. Some crumbs are stuck to his face where it had been pressed to the desk. He's got a zodiac symbol on his shirt. Whichever one is sideways 69. Nice. And man, he is angry. Like, way angrier than a normal person. I stay in this crumbling excuse of a hive, rig this place with early warning systems, and what's my reward? A deformed blue blood teleporting into my respite block like a fucking... You zap out of there because, damn, you don't know what kind of early warning system he has, but whatever predators it's meant to keep away, all you'd have to do is shout at them. You appear on a nearby hill about 100 yards away from the hive. From the outside, it's large and leaning with square windows and an unnecessary number of balconies. Although, who are you to say what's necessary? Maybe this dude really likes balconies. He could probably use the fresh air. A couple of similarly large and lopsided hives scatter the skyline. Hives. You aren't sure how you know they're called that, but it feels right. Maybe because of the organic insectile architecture, like they were grown instead of built. You clearly aren't on Earth anymore. The sky is black and the bushes are purple, and there are 2 moons. Neither of them is your gold moon, though. You think maybe you should be freaked out by this strange alien land? But nah, you're a seasoned friend venturer by now. Besides, you like it here. It's comfortable. This is a pretty good hill. You sit for a while, thinking about this hill and this universe and your place in it until the sun starts to crest over the distant horizon. Hey, idiot! The troll boy is leaning out his front door. You're sitting on the ground waiting for sunrise, so you're either a Jadeblood or a moron. And I know the only Jadeblood who lives outside the caverns, and she's a lot better looking than you. So what the hell? Who are you? You're not a troll. There's a substantial gap of grassy hill between the two of you, but you can hear him just fine. He has a talent for projection. You stand up and brush the dirt off your ass. Seems a bit less angry now. So I usually try to do the bad first. Oh, I see another couple of people here. Hi! I'll keep an eye on the chat. If you guys ever want to say anything, I'll be looking over. So I try to do the bad route first, but with Pesterquest and Friendsim and Homestuck, it's always hard to tell what the bad route is. But I'm gonna go with take your sweet time. You walk leisurely down the hill. The heat from the rising sun washes over your back, and you speed up. That sun is bad news, you just know it. You start down the hill, light bleeds further across the horizon, and your pace gets a little less leisurely. The troll boy crosses his arms. His shoulders are rounded in a slouch, like he spends a lot of time making himself smaller. His black painted claws are bitten down. You wave a little awkward hello. He rolls his eyes and grabs you by the arm that grip surprisingly strong. He tugs you underneath the shadowed overhang of a balcony. Okay, asshole, what were you doing watching me in my dream like some hornless cast-posing pervert? I can't even retreat into unconsciousness anymore. Is that it? I won't even slide into the nascent relief of death without an alien stalking me. Did one of my friends put you up to this? Was it Solix? Everybody's favorite pastime. Make Karkat's life even more of a constant effervescent shit show. You tell him, Karkat, that it's not like that. You don't know anybody named Solix, and you didn't mean to be creepy. You just found him, liked how he looked, and decided to follow him home. Karkat's thick eyebrows creep upward. Okay, you know how that sounds, but you really didn't do it to be weird. You did it for friendship. You crave it, like a mineral. Wow, very normal, Mr. Magic. Oh, but you are magic. Okay, maybe not you specifically, you don't want to brag, but you can do some pretty magic stuff. Karkat looks incredibly dubious, even more so than Rose had, who you might have described as politely incredulous. You consider explaining to him all the wild stuff that Jay told you about games and destiny and such things, but you really can't imagine what any of that has to do with this grumpy alien boy. What are the chances? You tell him you can prove it. You can bring him to visit one of his friends. We're so awesome at bringing friends together. You could visit Solix, was it? Karkat makes a noise like a tea kettle being punched. Hell no! That Nookbiter would self-immolate if I ever interrupted his coding. You wonder if that's a euphemism. Maybe Karkat just likes scare quotes. I don't have the energy to grubs at his freaky deformed bulges today. So, double-bulged gold bloods confirmed, right? That's what this is? Okay, then where does he want to go? Does he have any more friends? I wouldn't call him a friend exactly. More like an endless burden I've been cursed with by the slithering eldritch gods of the outer reaches. If I didn't occasionally check up on him, he'd space out so far he'd hit a vacuum. How do we do this? You're actually not quite sure, but you don't want to backpedal and suggest to this cool, angry troll boy that you don't know what you're doing. Do I just... His hand kind of hovers near yours. Hold on? You could hold hands, but you don't want to be too forward. You could also just hold him under the armpits. You think holding me under the armpits is less weird than holding frond stumps? Yeah. Sort of? Karkat puts an awkward hand on your elbow, then he frowns and pushes up your sleeve, laying 3 fingers against your bare arm. You good, dude? Yeah, sorry, you're just kind of warm. Thank you. You tell Karkat that he is very warm too. Let's just get this over with. Try to aim for just outside his hive. His Lussus isn't around, and he's usually too stoned to even notice if the roof came down. But I don't want to startle him. Cool. Here goes. You zap somewhere pitch black and immediately blunder right into Karkat. Oh my god. Could you keep together for a single fucking glance nugget? You aren't in Karkat's hive anymore. You appear to be in the void. Cool. The what? Let go of me. You tell Karkat that he is actually the one still holding on to you. He makes an angry noise through his nostrils and releases you from his clammy grasp. He moves away from you, but collides with what sounds like about 17 bops all banging into each other and clattering to the ground. God fucking... Something smashes. Slurry guzzling. A shower of little noises like marbles over hardwood. What even is that? A light finally pops on above you. You appear to be in an alien broom closet with, like, alien cleaning supplies, you guess? One of the bottles has just Clen written on it in permanent marker. You ask Karkat if he meant to transport the two of you into a closet. A bucket rattles as he kicks it. He yelps and jumps backwards onto your foot. What the fuck, Makara, you bottom-feeding asshole! Your personal habits are almost as disgusting as your pan-rotting purple words. Why is your paling equipment mixed up with your scrub holes? Did you figure nobody would notice? Surprise, Nooksucker! I noticed. What in the hell? Karkat breaks off after a moment. You realize why. Heavy footsteps shuffle closer. Someone has heard the absolute rumpus tantrum that Karkat's kicking up. I was not expecting to have a Gamzee voice. Let me figure this out. Oh hey, hold up, my brother. I'm hearing something in the scrub cubby. Some squeak beast would all gotten themselves trapped. The door cracks. The door opens a crack. Karkat grabs your arm again. Oh fuck! A shadow looms on the wall, wild hair and tall horns. Oh fuck me! Karkat squeezes your arm so hard it hurts. Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! The door opens a little wider and you feel wetness on your arm where Karkat's claws have drawn blood. The door creaks and you panic. You both crashed down to the floor together in Karkat's spite block. Karkat's little horns jab you in the side. What the fuck was that for? Why did you do that? Because Karkat was freaking the fuck out and you were worried the two of you were in danger? And there was some menacing asshole saying creepy stuff outside the closet door? That is a complete mischaracterization of the scenario, and I'm totally disgusted you'd even bring it up. It's not a mischaracterization. He was totally losing it. Look, he was clinging onto you so hard he even drew blood. You show him your clawed up arm. Karkat's reaction is immediate and overblown, which you are beginning to gather isn't out of character for him. He starts vigorously examining himself. He appears to be checking for injuries. No, you insist, he's not the one bleeding. You are. He's so covered up in jeans and sweater that you have no idea how he'd even get cut in the first place. Wait, this is your blood? Yeah? What's the big deal? Besides the fact that he totally just scratched the shit out of you. You're willing to let it slide, though. For friendship reasons. You figure this might just be the way he greets people? It's honestly kind of fucked up. Maybe you should just leave? Wait, what? Now you're just going to zap the fuck out of here like nothing happened? You can't go out there. It isn't safe. Not for people like... Karkat pulls himself warily to his feet. He is still looking at you like you're a bomb that might go off if he steps wrong. Slowly, he extends his own palm and drags a claw across it. Crimson blood beads up and drips to the floor. It isn't safe for people like us. Clearly something is happening here, and it's probably a really deep and affecting moment, but you're just not sure what you're supposed to do. You bleed, he bleeds, both of you bleed. Sweet, blood friends. You can fuck with that. How did you get a Cerulean's hoodie? Did you bag yourself a high blood morale? Now that you've established the two of you do indeed both have blood, Karkat appears to have warmed up to you a lot. He even offers you something called grub juice, which you're pretty sure is just Coke, except not as sweet. It's almost a little salty. You take tiny polite sips and then pour it into a dead plant as soon as Karkat turns his back. You tell him that you aren't actually sure where you got this sweatshirt. You were just wearing it when you woke up? You don't even remember where that was. You just know you were standing in front of John's house and you were wearing this hoodie and you knew it was important, but not why it's important. Possibly because it keeps you from being naked. You didn't realize that it belonged to Cerulean or whatever that is. Karkat is looking at you like you aren't making much sense, which is fair because you really aren't making much sense. So you're a mutant blood alien with amnesia that can also teleport. Yep. Oh, and you can time travel too. Don't push it. Karkat sits down at his desk and hits the spacebar on his keyboard. We could probably figure out whose caste sign that is. Well, not us specifically, unless you've got some incredibly unlikely and well-honed husktop skills. You've got no husktop skills, honed or otherwise. Yeah, I'm not fucking surprised. Here, just give me a second. Don't break any of my shit. You take a glance around the room, keeping your arms behind your back so as to make absolutely sure you don't break any of his shit. His room is surprisingly tidy for someone as scattered as Karkat, mostly just weapons and movie posters. It all has the air of someone who doesn't plan to live in a place for very long. Feels temporary. Karkat is typing furiously with his mouth pulled into a little frown. That's his default, it appears. Every so often, though, he'll throw glances at the cuts on your arm. He really is hung up on your blood. Good news, Captor. Tonight is your lucky night. Finally, you get a chance to put your money where your dribbling snaggletooth flap is. I need you to do something for me. I wasn't expecting a Solix voice either. KK, if this is... Because I can't do lisps. I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to do a lisp in this fucking video without, like, some practice prior hand. KK, if this is more fucking whining about the team leaders, I don't want to hear it. You just don't have the qualities necessary for this sort of scenario. And if you're just here to start some sort of slap fight with your Wrigglers, then you should probably go fuck yourself, because I've got actual work I need to do tonight. Ha 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 ha! Oh my god, who gives a fuck about a game Aradia dug up out of a hole in the ground? And what actual work? Like, I even believe that for a second. You mean the actual work of touching yourself while sobbing into your Cooper-coon? Yes, hilarious. But can we skip the foreplay for just one time in our lives? All that's going to happen is you saying something you regret and then cry typing over whether or not we're still friends. Okay, first of all, fuck you. I don't have time for any of your pathetic burns dunking on me in a carton of weak sauce. There's actual, real, serious shit going down. Well, now that we've wasted like 2 minutes telling each other how busy we are, what the fuck do you want? I need you to check something in Imperial database for me. Cast records. I want you to do it without asking me why I need it. Deal? Wait, what the fuck, KK? Absolutely no deal. You didn't even try to make a deal. You just told me to do something incredibly illegal and dangerous. Why do you need cast records? You think ancestors are bullshit. Ancestors are bullshit. Fake night dream nonsense for kids who hate themselves and want to experience a connection to something better than they are. Face the facts, bulgeweeds. There is no way any of us are descended from anybody that matters. Then why the hell do you want me to risk getting cold for records if it's a bunch of bullshit that doesn't matter? I might have a death wish, but I'm not suicidal. So either tell me what crawled up your nook and laid eggs in there, or let me get back to work. Okay, fine. I'm only telling you this because we're friends and I trust you. There's this person in my hive. Person. Yeah, they aren't a troll, but they aren't a drone either. I figure they're an alien, but they've got a cerulean sign, and we're trying to figure out where it came from. Wait, they aren't a troll, but they're a cerulean. Sorry, KK, I'm trying to wrap my hand around this, but I'm pretty sure you're fucking with me. Oh my god, could you just run this? Give me a second. Okay, nobody's had this sign or a cast name in a while. Ask your new alien friend if they know the name, Adalov. Hey, do you know? Oh, what the fuck? You step back from where you've been reading over Karkat's shoulder. You couldn't resist. He was just getting so heated and mad, banging on the keyboard and making weird little growly noises. You think you can just... Karkat goes absolutely silent. He's rigid. If he'd been a cat, his hair would be standing straight up. You ask him what's wrong, and he shushes you so loudly you almost fall back over from shock. You strain, and in the distance, you think you hear a strange, staticky whirring. Suddenly, Karkat explodes into motion, grabbing your arm and pulling you out of his respite block and down the stairs. In the living room, he tugs a thick black blanket from off the back of the couch and pulls up the rug in the center of the room. Beneath is a trapdoor. What the hell is... Be quiet! His movements are quick and panicky, but also methodical. His jaw is set and his eyes are hard as he unbolts the trapdoor, gives it a hard yank to loosen it, and props it open. Beneath it is a rectangular pit in the foundations of the house, the size and shape of a shallow grave. This isn't the first time he's done this. You doubt it's even the 10th. So far, Karkat has struck you as a little bit ridiculous, but now there's something fierce burning in him, something angry and distilled. The sound comes again, closer this time, and you see a hulking shadow out the window, huge and menacing and armored. Karkat yanks you down into the pit with him and wraps the two of you in the blanket. Then he closes the trapdoor and you are plunged in darkness so absolute it's like you've stopped existing. What the hell is going on? A drone! Karkat's face is squished against your shoulder. The fear in his voice shudders you to your bones. It's just a routine check. We should be fine down here. My Lus has dug this. It hides the temperature. The temperature? Of me. Of us. Of our mutation. You don't understand, but that doesn't stop you from being afraid. Impossibly heavy footsteps land on the floor above you. Karkat trembles. God, you have to do something. I hate making bad choices in games. Do you know how hard Pesterquest and Friendsim is on my poor heart that I have to make bad choices in games? By the way, this sound is fucking amazing. Also, I didn't realize that that the temperature thing had been canonized. I think it might have been mentioned previously, maybe in Friendsim, but I didn't realize it was like a thing. So that's neat. So I'm pretty sure the wrong answer is to flee. I was wrong last time with what the wrong answer was, but let's check it out. So you're a pretty tolerant kind of dude. You're generally down for whatever, but lying in a shallow grave while a troll boy digs his nebby little horns into your ribs and a mechanical monster stomps upstairs, that's kind of a lot even for you. So you do really the only thing a responsible friend can. You get your friend the fuck out of Dodge. What? What? Is this how John Davecat can be canon? Is this how John Davecat wins? Okay. It was really cool of Jade to have us all over. It felt like a birthday present, kind of, especially since all my other presents got lost in the mail. Actually, the only one that didn't get lost was a little Monsters poster my dad got me. He gave it to me a week early, almost like he knew that something weird was going to happen to the rest of my gifts. Sure, yeah, I'm happy for you. I don't even know my Dave voice anymore. Sure, yeah, I'm happy for you, dude. Cool that your dad got you unbelievably crappy shit to you before it got thrown in the little garbage where, frankly, it belongs. But why are you wasting any part of our valuable word count babbling about your fucking little Monsters poster? Who actually cares? I don't know, I just figured some people might want to know about it. Whack. Oh hey. Dave and John are propped up on the futon, gaming the way only bros can. Only bros can game, i.e. with several bags of chips and mostly empty 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew on the couch between them. Yeah, dog, saving room for Jesus and snacks. Oh hey, Mr. Mailman! You wave hello and try to catch your breath. You're a little unbalanced from the brutal shift between being buried alive to a chill Texas day with just a couple of guys being dudes. Wait, how did they even get back from Jade's? Oh, right, yeah, it turns out her dog can teleport. Held right, who knew? I don't think Beck can time travel, though. So don't worry, you aren't going to be out of a job or anything. And I'm probably going to ask you to zap me back to my place before my dad realizes I've been gone this long. I don't think he'd call the cops on you, but I just want to be on the safe side. BT Dub, who the fuck is this? And is he like, okay? Oh yeah, Karkat. He's currently curled up on the ground with blankets still very wrapped around him. He's breathing very heavily and sort of clutching at the carpet. You lean down to make sure he's cool while telling Dave and John that he's an alien from another planet. You figured you'd bring him here since shit got a little too hot back in alien land. Oh. Nope, I guess. Hey dude. Wait. He's an alien? Like, a real alien? Yeah, John, Jesus Christ, look, he's got little horns. Yeah, I can see that. But come on. Aliens? Oh, so this is where you draw the line. Our friend living alone on an island with nothing but her magical dog and taxidermied grandpa who she stuffed herself isn't where you draw it. A teleporting fake mailman in a hoodie who just wants to be bros isn't where you draw it. I guess you have a point. All that stuff just feels so normal now. So I guess in theory you could bring us to visit this alien planet. Maybe. Not that that's anything I'd actually want to do. The place is probably stink AF. You'd never catch me in space. Space ain't the place. Oh damn, write that down. You love a good Strider freestyle any day of the week, but this isn't Dave's route, so you return your focus back to... Oh, holy fuck, where'd he go? Oh yeah, the little dude just scurried out the door. Probably should have mentioned that. God damn it, you just brought Karkat to Earth and you've already lost him. Some friend you are. You zap down to the ground floor of the apartment building. Nothing. You zap back to the stairwell and look up. Nothing. No little alien boy with a blanket. Shit. Damn it. Remembering the time you met Dave, you zap back up to the roof. You find Karkat standing silhouetted against the turgid Texas sky, shimmers of heat haze making him look strangely artificial. He's shading his eyes and staring up at the sun. Hey dude, don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the advice. I'm way too stupid to know not to look directly into a burning ball of fire. The pain is intense and searing, but I'm just a dumb fucking animal. By the way, this sun is pathetic. Oh, this is another planet and another sun. Yes, thank you. He drops his hands and turns back to you. There are still cobwebs in his hair from the crawl space. Is this where you're from? You think so, maybe? You don't remember very much about yourself, but you seem to know much more about Earth than you do about Alternia. You don't remember very much about that place at all. Oh, except that it's called Alternia, apparently. This all feels, I don't know, wrong? Or just really fucking weird. You zapped in and dragged me out of my hive to an alien planet where the sun isn't hot enough to burn. Well, it is definitely hot enough to burn, it just takes a little longer. Shut up, I wasn't finished. Before you showed up, Solix was telling me about this game that one of his friends found. We were all supposed to play it together and, I don't know, some stuff would have happened? I don't know why it feels like that matters. I just feel... it's hard to describe. Flattened out. Yeah, I feel ya. You and Karkat both jump. Dave has ninja'd all the way up the stairs and leaned casually against the brick wall. Shit, how long has he been standing there? And where's John? Oh, he just disappeared. Wait, what? Yeah, it's weird the swirling void wormhole just opened up in the TV and sucked him right in. What? Well, I'm fucking with you. John's in the bathroom. But I had you for a second, didn't I? Absolutely sounds like something that could happen these past couple of days. Oh yeah, hilarious. He sure got you. Also, you're pretty sure the scene moved up here so you could talk to Karkat without Dave coming in and making all this about him again. Listen, he's a fucking Strider. I don't know what you want. Dave adjusts his shades. Man, that is just an extremely weird thing to say. But yeah, horny dude. I mean, guy with horns. Dave, are you even trying? Are you talking to me? We were all supposed to play a game too, together as a group or some shit. Right, Jay told you about a game that was supposed to change everything. It's that sort of shit that makes me get this feeling you know more about what's going on than you're telling us. You don't. You swear you don't. You have no idea why any of this is happening, or maybe not happening? There's just some stuff that you seem to know, but not until you absolutely have to. You're just sure that it's very important that you brought Karkat here. Why? How the fuck do I have anything to do with these hornless freaks? Standing right here, bro, my god. But yeah, that's a pretty good point now that I think about it. You said it's important for you to bring him here, like, here specifically. To my apartment. Yeah. Why? You aren't sure. You just have this intense feeling that it's imperative that the two of them are friends. Dave Cat has to win in every universe. Maybe John Dave Cat? Maybe game? Hey, Pesterquest. Could we do John Dave Cat? I mean, Dave Cat is great. Could we do John Dave Cat? Maybe we could do... I don't know. Just... please? Alright. Weird, but alright. Great dude. You ever play any Tony Hawk? So I accidentally got the good end on the first try with John Dave Cat. You know, Cal, you scared me. You messaged me hugs, and I thought shit was about to go very badly, and you were trying to let me down easy. Or like making me feel better, like softening the blow or something, or like showing your support. I'm like, oh god, what's gonna happen? But it's fine. It turned out fine. I accidentally got the good route on the first try, which will make everything else all the more painful. Oh, I see you're laughing at me because I'm a John Dave Cat shipper. I'm oppressed. Oh my god, my leg keeps falling asleep. Yeah, so let's start this shit again, because I didn't say for either choice. Oh, when you played. Oh, that's when you said you had to stop. Okay, I got it. I got it. It was so fucking... yeah, so we'll zap right over, and I guess Karkat will be freaked out or some shit. Let's do this. Zap right over. No point in wasting daylight, or moonlight, whatever, so you just zap on over there. Holy fuck. Oh, he fucking kills you! A flash of gray and the gleam of metal. Bright, shocking pain opens up in the middle of you. The boy stares, eyes round, yellow and shocked. Your laugh comes out wet. Why are you laughing? You don't know what else to do. You press a hand to the wound in your stomach, trying to hold the blood in with sheer willpower. You tell him you were just trying to save a little time. What? The boy stares down at the weapon in his hand and a viciously hooked blade that he pulled seemingly out of nowhere. A scythe? No, a sickle. Is this kid a communist? Did communists actually use sickles, or were they just sickle themed? There's so many communist facts that you don't know. The boy continues to stare at his sickle, then he stares at your fingers. He looks back and forth. His sickle, your fingers, his sickle, your fingers, or more accurately, the blood on his sickle and on your fingers. He is gaping at the crimson splashes like he's never seen blood before. His mouth moves, but no sound comes out. He hunches over himself like he is the one who's been gutted. You aren't sure what he does after that because you're suddenly on your back and all you can see is the sky. Can't believe Karkat fucking kills you. Okay, this again. Zoom. Zoom. Wait it out. We'll be fine. Karkat mutters it to himself again and again. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This always works. There's no reason to... A rusty grating screech as the trapdoor is wrenched off its hinges. Light pours in. Two giant metal hands reach into the hole and pluck the both of you out. Karkat wriggles and bites like a cat trying to get free. You don't have the chance. The drones toss you bodily out of the way. Your head hits the wall and everything goes a little strange and streaky after that. When you come back to yourself, you're outside in the blazing morning heat with Karkat crouched over you. Did the two of you escape? Yeah. His voice is hollow. There is crimson blood smeared on his sweater up to the chin, and you realize it must have come from that reopened cut on your arm. Karkat must have carried you out of the hive. The hive. Behind you, Karkat's house is in flames. The heat of the fire combines with the heat of the sun until it feels like the two of you are standing on the edge of hell. Oh my god, did the drone do that? No. My Lusses did. I told you, I have early warning systems. He gave me a chance to get out before triggering it. Is he okay? Karkat gives you a look of utter disgust. He gestures toward the burning hive. I very much fucking doubt it. Okay. But the drone is dead, right? So he's safe. Karkat releases a creaking, wheezing sound that it takes you a second to realize is a laugh. God, you really are an alien. Where are you even from? It sounds so relaxing. This isn't the only drone, you freak of nature. It's seen my sign. It's heard my voice. I'm on record as call on sight. There's absolutely nowhere for me to go. Shit, okay, well, what about his friends? You really don't think Karkat is in any sort of state to make decisions, so you make an executive one for both of you. Also, it's hot as shit out here, and your delicate skin is already starting to burn. What had that friend's name been? Solix? You take Karkat's hand because the two of you are beyond holding each other under your armpits at this point. You appear in a residential street in a city and... sorry, I'm like having trouble reading now. You appear in a residential street in a city, and for a second you think you must have traveled in time as well, since it's night again suddenly. But then you look up and see the strange purple-blue glimmer in the sky. It's still day, but there's some sort of atmospheric shield between the killer sun and the city. You wonder why there isn't one over where Karkat lives. Maybe it's too far out in the sticks. Karkat yanks his hand out of yours. He is still holding the blanket he'd wrapped the two of you in, staring around in nervous little ticks. He looks even more scared than he had back in his bedroom. Clearly he doesn't get out much. Fuck. A low chime rings out through the empty street. Karkat pulls his palm husk out of his pocket and looks at it like he can't remember what it is. Like everything normal has been wiped away and all that remains is the frozen horror in his eyes. Keke, what the fuck? I just saw your name come up on the feeds. What did you do, you fucking idiot? You're going to be a You're going to be a Thrushcutioner. You can't just start showing up on call lists. I didn't do anything. Solix, there's some stuff about me you don't know. Okay, what the hell? Okay, well, first of all, I'm right outside your hive stem. What? What are you talking about? Is this the mutant stuff? Who gives a shit about that? TZ knows too. She says she can taste our blood color through the screen, which is all kind of freaky. How does that even work? The screens aren't even scratch and sniff. How the fuck? It doesn't matter. Wow, I actually do not give a crap about any of Terezi's cackling bullshit right now. Everything is fucked forever. As if in agreement, a familiar crackling whirl starts up somewhere close by. You and Karkat look at each other in almost comedic distress. I have to go. Just come up here, we'll figure all this shit out. No, absolutely fucking not. Oh my god, you utter imbecile. You think your little pan sparks could do anything against a culling drone? I know you have a death wish, but I'm not going to assist you in hysterical shit-fit suicide. You don't know anything about me or my death wish, KK. Come upstairs. No! Don't make me tell you how much I hate you. Karkat throws his palm husk at the pavement, shattering the screen. Tears drip off his jaw in blurry streaks of red. This is all very sad, but also Soulcat real. Get me out of here! And don't you dare ask me what's wrong. You don't. You get him out of there. To all over. Locale to locale. You take a grand tour of Alternia, a place you shouldn't know the name of, but you do. And everywhere you go, you hear that telltale grating whir. Karkat was right. Wherever he goes, the drones follow. After a certain point, it just becomes routine. You teleport to a random location, and the two of you just sort of loaf around until you hear the sound in the distance. By the time the sun starts to set, you are both exhausted and must have zapped all over the planet. You find yourself back on grassy fields, most likely somewhere near Karkat's demolished hive. Smoke hangs fetid in the evening air. Karkat's eyes are dull, his hair a tangled mess of curls so thick they look like twisted wire. I figured out why the fucking thing didn't work. What thing? He shakes the blanket, which he's been holding onto all day, the last remnant of what is most likely by now just a smoking wreck. With 2 mutants in there, we were too warm. Years of perfecting my hiding like an oink beast from the slaughter technique, and it's all decimated by some clueless asshole in a hoodie. Just Karkat out here having a normal one, getting fucked up the waist chute by an I can't say this freaking word. Inexorable march of fate in the universe. I meet someone with the same disgusting deformity as me, and they immediately ruin my life. This is why I don't let people into my hive. Karkat. There's so much hatred wrapped in his voice and his words, and you don't think it's hatred for you. You ask him what you can do. You want to fix this. I think you've done enough. Karkat bundles himself up in a blanket, even though it is cold. He turns away. My boy! That was sad. This is why I like doing the sad ones first, so that I can be happy about John Dave Cat at the end. Oh well, I have Kanaya next. Are we gonna take Kanaya to go be with Rose? Karkat! My boy! Okie dokie. Let me see what his chum roll said. Expedited shipping. You brought Karkat to meet some new friends. Nepeta would be proud. Oh, let's say quit game. That's not what I wanted. This is so itchy. Anyway, maybe I can rest my fucking voice after goddamn Karkat. Fucking Karkat. Fucking gravelly voice. Okie dokie. Start. Round 2. I have plenty of friends. You're learning more about yourself every day. For example, while you already knew that friendship was everything, you are now realizing that staying with your friends is not a priority. At least, that must be right because you keep leaving friends and starting over again. Why are you doing this? Probably a deeply held value of some kind. That makes sense. Anyway, you're ready to meet more friends, and the only place you've seen new people recently has been on Jade's dream planet. Excuse me. You zap on over there. This time something is different. It seems to be a different part of day than before, and the overhead clouds that previously served as fluffy ambient backdrop are now alive with images. Meteors striking a dark world, a planet covered in sugar mountains dotted with goofy giant teapots, a young gray-skinned alien girl running around catching frogs. These must be the clouds Jade was referencing, the one she said could never be wrong. Well, you can take guidance from them too. You've trusted more dubious things than clouds. You zone in on that frog girl with the short haircut and the red skirt. Time for the zappy thing. It's always night on Troll Planet, at least when folks are out and about. It's not usually this dark. You confidently head out to start exploring your surroundings and immediately run into a wall face first. Okay, you're getting your bearings now. You've ended up in some kind of closet. You refrain from making a hackneyed joke about that. They probably don't even have that cultural metaphor here. And the noise you made elicited an answering yelp of surprise in the room outside. You hear footsteps approaching you, and then someone yanks the door open. Hello? What the fuck? Opening the door has allowed a beam of bright sunlight to fall across your face. You feel instinctively that the light is something to avoid. You hold your hands up to shield your face, then remember that your hands are also made of skin, and whimper. The heat is doing its best to fright you, like a vampire in a movie. You are sure that idle thought will not end up having any relevance to this troll girl's story whatsoever. What are you? Did you just wander in here, or like... What? Something like that, you tell her, cringing away from the light. You get the feeling this girl is not gonna fall for the old mailman gambit. Mail troll? You tell her that you know one of her other friends. Who? Wait. Is it Karkat? Yes! This isn't my Kanaya voice. I don't know what's going on. I know it. He makes friends with all kinds. Well, I obviously can't kick you out right now. You don't seem to be able to handle the sun. This is also not my Kanaya voice. So I guess you better stick around until at least nighttime. You could easily zap to nighttime, but this is giving you an in, so instead you agree. No problem, you can just hang out in this closet. It's fine. It's a lovely closet. I know we just met, but
You are being kind of weird. You hope it's the kind of weird that eventually becomes charming. You don't say that, though. Just think it. You know the barrier between your words and thoughts is ambiguous at best, but for real. Anyway, you have no obligation to skulk around in my wardrobeifying assets chamber. I have a solution. Pulling the shades, maybe? No. Why would it deprive my planets of life-giving sunlight for a fragile-skinned creature I've never met before? There's another solution. A minute later, you are dressed in full-length gown of emerald velvet with long sleeves, a high neckline, and dramatic hood to pull over your head. The dress does nothing for the heat, but it effectively shields you from sunlight. There you go. All swaddled up like a baby, you joke. The troll just gives you a level look. Clearly you've stumbled on a cultural misalignment. Even though she's the one who hasn't even heard of a baby, she stares at you until you start to feel embarrassed for knowing things that she doesn't know. She's very good at staring contests. What an amazing potential friend. Now out of the closet, you know now that the joke won't land either. You look around the room. It is indeed covered with plants, as well as colorful bolts of fabric and half-finished sewing projects. Unlike Rose's knitting disarray, it does not give the impression of someone who has difficulty finishing things. This troll's room gives the impression of someone who enjoys, even excels at having multiple irons in hot places. Or at least she thinks she does. She seems to have just been on her computer thing when you zapped in, because her chat client is flashing insistently. You try to peer at the open window, but she hits a button and makes the projection disappear, a delicate green flush rising to her cheeks. No need to look at that. Guiltily, you remember spying on Rose when she called you out. You thought for a second that your chances of being her friend had run out. Like, if there was a universe where you became her friend and one where you didn't, you'd stumbled clumsily into the wrong one. The bad one, if you will. But luckily, everything turned out fine. Maybe you could get away with it again? Plus, this troll doesn't even know about your powers yet, not like Rose did. She would have no reason to suspect you. What? Okay, again I have to do the wrong thing that might end up being the right thing, but let's spy on Kanaya and see her flirt with Vriska. You excuse yourself to you don't know what they call it here, the necessaries. You wave your hand in a vaguely embarrassed way and the troll gets it. Out of her sight, you sat back to a few minutes ago, just outside the door to the room you're in now. You wait until you hear the thump of yourself arriving in the closet and the troll abandoning her desk. Then you quickly zap into the room and read her current chat. It just cannot escape my notice that the last 3 times you contacted me, it was to ask if I finished your dress yet. Under the circumstances, I find it trying to believe that you want it for no particular reason. I wish you would just tell me why it is so important. God, do I have a Vriska voice yet? There are so many voices. There are so many trolls. Of course you do, Fussy Fangs. You always have to have a reason for everything. Maybe I won a present from my Moriel. Did you think of that? Or are you too busy fussing around in your fussy block? Maybe I'm being nice. Or did you not think I can be nice sometimes? I know you can be. When you want, sort of. Are we Morales again now then? Yesterday you said defining our relationship was something only lame dorks would do. Yeah, and my Morale is a super lame dork. That's you, Fang Face! It's just that I can't help but notice that I'm your Morale again right now when you want something from me. You notice a lot, don't you? Always noticing something. I bet you would be shocked to know how much you don't see. You don't even know half of what I have going on. If I have ever pretended to know what is going on with you, please allow me to apologize for such a gross misrepresentation of my reality. Whatever. Can you just tell me if you finished it yet? Hello? Kanaya? Log ends there. You zap back before past you is done changing into the dress and re-enter the room. The troll Kanaya is back at her lunchbox computer, typing furiously. You have to handle the situation delicately. She can't know that you were spying on her. Since you've already said that you know Karkat, you had your bets on all of them sharing the same friend group. You ask her carefully if she happens to know your other friend as well. Arachnid's group? The little green flush darkens Kanaya's cheeks again. She bites her lip, showing one kinda adorable fang. Yes, I know her. Why? You are sure that helping Kanaya figure out her situation with this girl is the key to earning her friendship. A big juicy interpersonal conflict to solve has been dangled in front of you, and nothing makes friends more reliably. But then again, you don't really know anything about this other troll. You don't even know her name, just her handle. Can you really be of use to Kanaya? Especially when your knowledge of the girl is based on a foundation of lies? Is that the right way to go? Oh, again? God, I'm gonna be nosy, I guess. And yeah, I forgot to say the first time, so I'm not gonna bother saving this time because... Offer to help her with AG. You gesture wildly. You and this girl, whose name you do totally know, go way back. In fact, if Kanaya wants some help figuring things out with her, you could definitely help. You're an observant person. This part is true. And you want to help her. This too! Kanaya thinks this over, looking skeptical. What could you do to help? She's just impossible. Everyone knows that already. I'm not breaking new ground about Vriska here. Vriska! That must be her name. Despite Kanaya's outward frustration, you keep sensing some kind of guilty affection here. You don't know what a morale is. How could you? You've never heard that word before, but it conjures a feeling inside you, a vague sense of warmth and comfort, and, for some reason, a dark room and the smell of popcorn. Anyway, it's clearly some kind of intimate relationship, and Kanaya's feelings are all wrapped up in it. You know what to do in that kind of situation. She needs to tell Vriska how she feels. You expect Kanaya to brush this off. She hasn't exactly been Miss Emotional Openness so far, and she looks like she's about to, but then she wavers. To your surprise, she lets out a heavy sigh, her shoulders slumping. What would be the point? He's not even into the relationship we have now. There's no way she'd want to take it in a more crimson direction. Clearly, these feelings have worn her down so much, her spiky defenses are weakened. You don't want to cheer on someone's vulnerabilities, but, well, it's hard to forge a friendship without them. You ask if she's sure about that. Well, no. I can't ever tell if she's sincere. She makes serious things into jokes and jokes into big dramas. I thought she started calling me her morale as a joke, but she told everyone else about it too. She didn't even ask me what I wanted. Because now I don't know how to talk to her about it. Every conversation we have gets so antagonistic, but I'm not interested in that quadrant with her. Sometimes it feels like our relationship is just an aggregation of shallow and insincere hostility. Despite the unfamiliar alien words, this teen romantic flailing is common among all species. You nod sympathetically, but, you point out, Kanaya isn't happy now, so what would she have to lose if she pressed the issue? Kanaya gives you that even, scathing gaze again. And what is your personal interest in my quadrant? Karkat's friend? Whoops, you pushed it too far. All your recent success has made you cocky. You revert to barefaced honesty and tell her that you want to get to know her better. I have plenty of friends already, and I don't even like some of them. But I will think about your unsolicited and unwelcome advice. Advice from a stranger whose presence you are tolerating solely to not be responsible for the death of an innocent is well known to be the best kind of advice. That's about the best you can ask for. You shut up and sit quietly while Kanaya goes back to her activities, sewing and tending to her plants with a big chainsaw. She seems to have pulled out of nowhere. Finally, she huffs a sigh and throws the chainsaw down on the floor. It disappears again, but a little gold tube rolls away from where it landed. Kanaya stalks back to her magic computer lunchbox. She is emanating such a determined air that you don't dare address her. Maybe she's forgotten about you. If so, it's to your advantage because Kanaya projects her window into a very visible way, and she didn't tell you not to look this time. You know how you basically refuse to be straightforward with me? You know how you and I use this metaphor with full consciousness of its on-the-nose nature, always weave a web of intricate emotional misdirection, and basically act in the most infuriating way possible? What? Slow down, what are you talking about? Why did you start calling me your Morale? Was it because you actually had those feelings for me? Or did it suit your purposes somehow? What if I started calling you my Matesprit? Would that make it reality? Is that how it works? You just say things and assume they will happen, like you said, instead of talking about it with the other person involved? That time I meant you in an abstract and general sense, not specifically you. Wait, are you saying you want to be Matesprits? You know, I'm one of the few of us who still likes you. You know, everyone wonders why I still talk to you at all. And sometimes I do too. After everything you've done, I think of this situation, the evidence for strong, feelings on part is compelling. I do not think our so-called moral allegiance is satisfying enough to account for my continued attachment to you. Any outside observer could perceive as much. Wow! I think there was a confession somewhere buried in all that insulting language. You know what, Meanie Fangs? Let's do it! Let's be Matesprits! Do not mock me. I'm not! Jeez, do you see how unfair you're being? Vriska, be more straightforward. Vriska, talk clearly about your feelings. Define our relationship. Then when I do it, this is what I get. Let's flip red. Why not? Wait, really? Yes! Kanaya slams the lunchbox shut and turns to you. She's even more flustered than she was before, and you can't tell if she's freaked out or thrilled. Maybe even she doesn't know. She's got little heart eyes. Listen, I have to go somewhere. You can let yourself out, right? Not steal anything from me. You open your mouth, about to suggest you could teleport her to where she needs to go, but she rushes past you and down the stairs. Then she's gone. Dang, you've been getting really good mileage lately out of being the person to unite distant friends. That was a goddamn stupid independent action. You get the feeling following her wouldn't go over well either. Kanaya probably needs some privacy right now. A lesser friendship aspirant might give up at this point, but your unique skills have honed in on one thing. This relationship is happening because of your advice. Surely once things settle down, Kanaya will remember this and turn to you, ready to embrace you and rain down thanks and praise for your good works. You're not about to wait around for it here. You zap ahead a couple days. No Kanaya. Nothing in the room indicates that Kanaya has even been back here yet. You try a couple of days more. Still no Kanaya. You zap again. Now you're a week out, and the brown edges of some of the leaves suggest that Kanaya has been at her new girlfriend's house this entire time. You're about to give up when you hear a door slam downstairs. Kanaya storms up the winding staircase, stopping dead when she sees you. Oh, great, just what I need. Someone I don't know here in a delicate emotional time to witness my compromised state. Whenever I am on the precipice of romantic disaster, I always think to myself, I wish a deformed stranger was in my house refusing to leave, just to bear witness to my inelegant suffering. Okay, wow, that was harsh. You're beginning to think your strategy is not going to pan out. Never one to be deterred easily, you cautiously ask her if she wants to talk about it. She puts her face in her hands. You know what? You are probably the only person who thought this was remotely a good idea, and therefore probably the only one I can complain to. Everyone else saw this coming, I'm sure. As outcomes go, this one was not particularly stealthy. When she looks up, she doesn't look angry anymore, just upset. Oh no. I do not know why I thought that in becoming my Matesprit, she would somehow start acting differently than the way she always has. Relationships are hard. Relationships are hard and nobody understands. Well, no. I mean, they're a very common form of social interaction. I think most people, especially past the age when their genetic contribution is legally required, understand, or face certain culling. Okay, never mind that. You were trying to do a thing and it clearly didn't work. So things didn't work out with Vriska? You could say that. At first it was everything I wanted. She's right, you know. She can be nice sometimes. But then she just started ordering me around. Like I had to do what she said just because I was her Matesprit. Like maybe the reason she agreed in the first place was because she wanted that leverage. You know she's upset, but she isn't getting visibly emotional. Instead, as she talks, her eyes narrow and her voice grows icy with anger. It grows very still, her muscles held taut. And she kept trying to use me to get back in with our friends who sensibly dropped her already, like Karkat and Terezi. Although I can't believe I still have any cash with them after so obviously taking leave of my senses enough to date her. Even Terezi wasn't stupid enough for that. It felt like she just wanted me to like her so she could exploit me. Maybe because she doesn't have enough other friends, so she had to get the most out of me. Her voice is trembling with anger now. Geez, that's rough. Honestly, it sounds to you like Kanaya dodged a bullet. When you first saw that Kanaya had a crush on this girl, you kind of assumed that someone as composed and rational as Kanaya would be drawn to someone who would compliment her well. But you've just watched her walk into a train wreck. Well, encouraged her to. It's probably good she broke up with Vriska. I didn't. Oh. Well? But you're right. She stalks over to her husk top and throws the top open so violently it nearly breaks. She opens the window and starts typing. So hard her claws hit the keys so hard that one of them pops off and flies to the ground. I told you. You know, Vriska, I didn't just want to date you. I wanted you to feel the same things I felt and treat me like a mate spread. And whatever this is, it isn't what I wanted. Excuse me? What are you saying? Kanaya slams the screen down and turns away. Then she puts her hands over her face and bursts into tears. You can't help but feel a little awkward. There? Kanaya glares at you. You know this is your fault, right? I do not think you have shown yourself to be competent enough in this area to try to fix things now. Can you please just leave me alone? Yeah, you're not going to be able to turn this around. Leaving probably is the best thing you can do for Kanaya now. You nod sadly and zap the fuck out of there. You didn't help! Listen. When I saw the image of Kanaya typing so angrily at someone she breaks her fucking keyboard, I knew there was only one person she could be talking to. Do you really think she gave enough of a fuck about Eridan to angrily type like that? No. It had to have been Vriska. I mean, sorry for Kanaya, but like also this was wonderful. Sorry, Kanaya, I do love you. You're probably my favorite troll. Okay. So let's start that. I didn't do any saves because I'm smart. And I guess let's get that first ending where we don't spy. No, even if you don't get caught, it's just not a good way to begin a friendship. Much fairer to start on even footing. Besides, you already have an in. You ask the troll how she knows Karkat. She looks bored by this conversation starter. Sorry, but I was actually kind of busy when you came in. I'm not going to consign you to fiery death outside in the light, but I would appreciate some personal time. Sure, you say, of course. The troll gives you a suspicious look until you turn away enough that she can be assured of privacy. He goes back to chatting with her friends. After a while, she gets up and starts working on a dress she's sewing. She keeps getting frustrated, ripping it out and redoing it to get it perfect. She's not being rude to you, but she's ignoring you. You attempt to engage a few more times, and she keeps answering politely, but she just refuses to be pulled into shenanigans from which a lasting friendship could form. After several hours, the sun slips below the horizon and leaves the world in twilight. The troll girl yawns. Well, it should be safe for you to leave now. Goodbye. She nicely but firmly directs you out the door. That fucking face. Okie dokie. Bye. Back off. No reason. You say, just curious. Kanaya gives you a suspicious look. Okay. Well, I'm kind of in the middle of something. You can just wait while... You can just while away the time until it gets dark. Sure. You watch her for a few minutes as she finishes up her conversation and then starts working on things around her room. But having seen what you've seen, you are determined to find some way to help her. If you can't fix her interpersonal problems, maybe you can figure out something else she'd enjoy. Filled with investigative support, you start to gather evidence. Snoop. You start to snoop. Spying got you this far. Spying is great. You rifle through Kanaya's bookshelf. She has a number of sewing pattern books, which you assume must have some kind of whimsically gruesome twist congruent with the rest of the world building on this planet, but pretty much just looks like sewing pattern books. There's one thing on the shelf in your own language. It's not a book, but a stack of printed out pages bound together in a distinctly homemade way. It says Esper Beta Walkthrough at the top and is covered with familiar erudite prose. You're pretty sure the events described in this document never happened in the timeline you're currently making, but maybe whatever source Kanaya got this from is not bound strictly to one timeline. There are a number of books featuring shining white figures, mostly women with prominent fangs and variously colored blood dripping from their cruel and elegant mouths. They're all dressed in an explosion of brightly colored fabrics. Something about their sparkles strikes you as deeply, strangely familiar. You must just be thinking of vampires. There's no reason you would know anything about whatever the rainbow blood-imbibing troll equivalent is. Most of these covers feature a swooning troll of varying genders, clearly about to have their throat torn out sexily. Many of the rainbow vampires are being menaced by brave heroes, all wielding chainsaws. A loud buzz makes you look up. You can't help but notice that Kanaya is tending to her topiaries with a large chainsaw of her own. Okay, you're putting this all together. The bright colors around her house, the choice of weapon, the love of sunlight. Kanaya's heart's desire is clearly to date a sexy vampire. Maybe that's what AG is. You wonder if you could make this happen for her. Maybe on this planet it's not just a fantasy. You clear your throat to get Kanaya's attention, and then casually wonder aloud if Alternia has any kind of non-living creatures. Oh, you mean the undead? Yes, the undead. Where might one find the undead? It is not difficult. They tromp past my hive in their hordes every day. Slavering and so on. Trying to get in sometimes. It's all coming together. That must be the root of Kanaya's fascination. You start to form a plan. For the next few hours, you keep a keen eye trained on the window. Sure enough, within an hour, a group of strange, shambling creatures lurches into view. You yell and point out the window, drawing Kanaya's attention, then snap yourself out there in front of the horde. Now that you're close up, you can see that these guys are not exactly the debonair creatures of the night from Kanaya's book covers. They're more like zombies. Big, slow, stumbling things, half of them falling apart. Still, needs must. You were going to net one of them for Kanaya. You stand your ground as they lurch toward you, trying to select the most alluring. Suddenly, Kanaya is at your side, out of breath from running. She's wielding her chainsaw. Are you actually bereft of sense? You don't fight the undead. This is suicidal. You weren't trying to fight them. Oh, but there's no time to explain that because they attack you anyway. A great monstrous arm backhands you to the ground, and monster claws tear through your gown and into your shoulder, lifting you by it. The creature opens a mouth full of more teeth than you thought it could fit inside there. Then you're falling. You hit the ground and roll, dirt grinding into the wounds on your arm. The top half of the creature lands next to you, twitching slightly. Kanaya's chainsaw gleams with its black blood. She twirls and bisects another undead thing, but a third bear hugs her from behind and lifts her, its maw opening wide. You scramble to your feet and throw yourself at Kanaya, grabbing her kicking leg and squeezing your eyes shut to concentrate. You zap. Please don't let the monster come with you. You open your eyes. The monster did not come with you. Only its arms did. Kanaya shakes herself a little, free from their disembodied embrace. Blood pools on her carpet. She does something to get rid of her chainsaw, and suddenly she's holding a tube of lipstick, which she opens. She slicks a fresh coat of black on her lips. You slowly catch your breath. You're about to offer an apology, but something makes you pause. Kanaya is staring at the pools of blood. She cautiously, guiltily, leans down and swipes a finger in the mess. She then brings it to her mouth and delicately licks. Ugh! She makes a face and spits the blood out. She looks up at you, blushing emerald with embarrassment. Oh, you think you made a mistake. Kanaya doesn't want to date a vampire. She wants to be a vampire. Pretend you did not see that. You smile cautiously. It's okay, you tell her. You're embarrassed yourself by your foolish actions. Yes. Why did you do that? Also, how did you teleport? We will be coming back to that one, but do not mistake me. But I cannot understand why anyone would run straight into a horde of undead. You look down. Well, it's just that when she said undead, you were picturing something else. Another kind of creature that was, well, dead and now isn't, and is a little more appealing? Understanding dawns. Oh, I see. Well, that's understandable. Vampires are just so cool. They're so cool and hot and would make sense for anyone to want to be one. I do not know what a vampire is, but I believe that we are on the same page. Maybe I misjudged you. Perhaps you have greater intelligence and finer taste than I originally inferred. Yeah, all you gotta do to befriend Kanaya is be a vampire fucker, which, you know, done and done. Maybe, you say, and you bet anyone with the taste would find Kanaya's daring, unconventional, aesthetic intriguing, even someone like the tentacle therapist. Kanaya freezes. What? How did you just... I mean, who is that? I mean, She clears her throat uncomfortably. Whoever that is, I hope you are right. And also, well, she looks embarrassed again. Thank you for saying so. You nod, wondering if you should say more, but you should keep that friend's secrets, just like you are going to keep Kanaya's Vampire's Fantasy secret, because that's what friends do. I thought that he was gonna be like, I know that person, let's take you to her. We got John Dave Cat, so now we need, Rosemary. Rosemary is inevitable, though. Yeah, so that's the end. That was good. These are my two favorite trolls. I mean, I love all the I've been growing to love all of the trolls more and more as time goes on. So I will not be disappointed in any of the other routes that come up. Well, I won't be like, ugh, not this person's route. I will love them all. But yeah, this was really good. John Dave Cat is real. And that's what I care about. Rosemary is also real, even though we did not teleport to Rosemary, but it's still real anyway. So yeah, that was good. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching on YouTube later. Fuck you, Karkat, for destroying my throat, which already has a hard time with these because it's talking a lot in a row. But you know, that's how it goes. Yeah. So that's about it. Check out my Twitter, Jerkification, for updates about stuff now that I can actually reinstall Twitter on my phone. And excuse me, and go back on Twitter on desktop because I have been avoiding. I muted all of my servers except for my personal server. And I uninstalled Twitter on my phone because I did not want any fucking spoilers. So, anyway, that's all over now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again in 2 weeks.